You can see we're
Check out the views.
Yes, we're about to have this awesome sunset. This awesome sunset.
When's the last time you were in the hill country?
Dude, my allergies are already coming in. Look, don't leave because I'm crying.
Don't cry. It seems to be this taboo to be in Tejano without a band.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man, I could go on about this.
But even if let's go on about it. But
yeah, because I don't have a band.
No, yeah, I agree.
It's such a slap in the face.
I don't know if you might take offense to this, but I hope not. Am I wrong here?
What?
No, I don't know. I started second guessing. Sorry. Now you're offended.
No, like, what?
No.
People, in the industry, they're like, release the album in February. In April, they're like, so are you going to release a single? Are you going to, and it's like, what you gonna say? Please, come on. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what social media tells you or what anybody says on social media, you're still gonna be here on this earth. You're still gonna have the air in your lungs. Yeah. They ain't gonna pay my rent. So the world continues to go on. And I feel for people who don't see that.
And I'm not just saying that because you're here.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do.
Or because your dad's downstairs and he might kick my ass.
No, my dad is super sweet.
He has been. Hey, welcome to Too Hard, Too Fast podcast. In this episode, we're joined by the one and only Jennyy B.
What's going on?
What's up? That's 2 N's, 2 Y's, and a B.
Yes. I think that's enough. Yeah. Maybe not.
Maybe we can add a third one. No, I like the spelling. It brings style.
Thank you. It was by accident. Well, it's a long story, but I don't know if you knew this because I didn't. It's because we're too young. But there's actually another artist back from the 90s named Jennyy B.
Oh,
and so I didn't know that until we started like uploading the music and stuff. And then her people started uploading like remixes of her stuff from the 90s. And it was coming on my catalog. And so there's just a whole other confusion. But I was like, 2 N, 2 Y. It's a good time. Maybe I'll put 2 B's next time.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. 2 B's. We'll get into that because I do want to ask you more about that. About the name. I want to ask you about your album, Mujer Sensual. And kind of just how you got started in the music business. Mm-hmm. We're actually out here in the hill country, the Texas hill country. So you can see
check out the views.
Yes, we're about to have this awesome sunset. This awesome sunset.
When's the last time you were in the hill country?
Dude, my allergies are already coming in. I honestly like spending time in the hill country. I just don't get to it enough.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Yeah. And they should because, you're not going to find allergies like this anywhere else.
Yes. Everything I'm staring at is just like allergies.
It's a huge cloud.
But it's beautiful. Yeah. No, but you might get some sounds of, if you're only listening, you're going to get some sounds of the wind blowing because it's the perfect weather in Texas and we don't get them very often. There's some birds. Yeah, every once in a while. Who knows?
Some coyotes.
Yeah, we'll get the skeeters coming in.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's sit back, buckle up. Let's go too hard, too fast.
Let's do it. Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Jennyy B, and I'm going too hard, too fast.
That's Jennyy B. 2 N's, 2 Y's, 1 B.
For now.
Ooh. Okay, since we kind of just got started with the name, I was wondering if there's I know a few Jennifers in my life.
Everyone does,
right? But it's kind of curious because I've never met a Jennifer that likes being called Jenny.
Really?
Yes. And I don't know if it's because most of the time, obviously most of the Jennifers that I know are
boring
Mexican.
Oh.
No. My wife's name is Jennifer.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. I'm so sorry.
No.
She must be a beautiful woman.
No, but what I'm saying is like she hates when somebody calls her Yen.
Oh, yeah, no, I hate that too.
Yeah, so I wonder if it was like Jenny.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's why most I don't know. I'm over assuming, but I always thought that. Oh, that's probably why. Because our accents, our Hispanic accents,
Yeah.
will make that J into a yay.
Yeah. No, I do. I don't like the Yenny either. But I've always. So originally, I used to go by Jennifer B.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I don't know why. I think people. It was just meant to be. They kept calling me Genevieve instead of Jennifer B. I'm like, what do you, you know? So at the time I was working with some management and they're like, how about we just shorten your name to Jenny B? And, it sounds more fun and it's shorter, it's quicker, people, and I liked it a lot too. I had never had a problem with people calling me Jenny. So,
yeah,
I was like, yeah. And then I don't know. I just feel like me personally, I think Jenny is just like, it's sweeter.
Yeah.
Jennifer is just more formal. It's like Benjamin.
Like you're in trouble. Jennifer!
Yes! Dad? Yeah, so exactly. I prefer Jenny B. And, B is my last name, Bowen. It's a married name. I'm originally Garcia.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
I get a lot of... my name is Jorge. Nice to meet you.
Jorge. Nice to meet you.
No, but forever I would always get Jose.
Really?
Yes, I don't. Which is why the same thing with Genevieve and Jennifer.
Okay.
Or Jenny, but I'm like, no, there's extra letters.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I felt like the same way. I was like Genevieve, Jennifer B. Like, yeah, I totally understand that.
So now sometimes I'll accept. Now I also accept George.
Okay.
Which is, loosely translated or. The pronunciation could be maybe taken as George.
Yeah. Like, give me an easier route.
Yeah.
How about
call
Jay?
me George or Jorge, whatever you want. Jay.
Jay, what up, Jay?
Then at that point, I'm just trying to be cool, and I'm not. So
yeah, just try not to create problems.
Yes. Yeah. No, but that's pretty cool. So, but getting your music mixed up with the other Jenny, was that through Spotify or through like just everything in general?
Spotify. It's just a Spotify. So, but since I had it on Spotify, I was like, you know what? Just so there's not further confusion, let me change my social media. So I went ahead and changed the social media. But if you look at my merch, anything else other than that, everything it says just Jenny B.
Would you fight the other Jenny for name purposes? Not legally, like physically.
We are in the process of trademarking it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I just feel like, because I did my research once I found out. Obviously, it was too late because I already had, I had already processed music before the album as Jenny B. And, I'm starting my career. So hers is, not that I want to say hers is ending because, like I said, she's still doing like remixes to her songs.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like she's doing anything else.
Yeah.
So... At the moment, it's not trademarked. I'm in the process of doing that. So don't even think about it if anyone tries it. We don't want a demure problem. Yes. But yeah, so it's in the works.
Well, listen, off camera, I told you that I'm not that kind of podcast where like I want to cause drama or catch you off guard or something. But I'm just saying, this nice rooftop right here can be turned into a ring.
Yeah.
And
I come from San Antonio, so a fight I will put up.
No.
I'm very necia.
And see, this is where I was going. It's like I'm taking it there. I don't know.
And you're like, I don't like to do this, but
I'm just gonna edit it all out.
Why not?
Why? But when you guys started, did you originally go with Tejano music?
Mm-mm. No,
because there's some secret songs that I've been jamming.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if they're secret.
Boom, 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 yeah, that's a spark. Go ahead, light it up. Look to the stars, dancing in the dark. Don't you say?
I originally, when I started music, it was with my family, and that was more of like a Spaniard reggaeton feel at first, but it was nothing that like independently serious. Like I wasn't my solo stuff. It was just something like getting my feet wet in the studio and stuff like that. But once I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this for real this time, I went into pop EDM-ish, type of style. Because I'm just coming off of being sick, but I'm usually very high energy, very fun, very bubbly, and I wanted my music to reflect that because I've always felt like life is hard enough. Life will throw you curveballs when you don't expect it to. I don't like to do slow, depressing music. I know there's a market for it. I know that people prefer that. Some people do. Me personally, I can't. I'm already depressed as it is. I need to get myself out of this. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. And that's what I try to do with my music, And at the time, and then I had my daughter. I had gotten pregnant. I had my daughter. I have a son and a daughter. And when I came back into the music industry, my dad was like, hey, what about Tejano? And I was like, Tejano? Like, at the time, I was like, is Tejano even on the radio? Because I didn't know. Honestly, once, Jimmy Gonzalez had passed, Emilio Navaira, Selena, like, it was, Tejano wasn't as, like, interesting at the time for me in my life. So I really didn't follow up on it. And then, so I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. I did a little bit of research. I was like, oh, there's still a market. It's small, but it's there. And my dad's like, I've always loved the way you sounded in. I've always loved Tejano. I was raised with it. Yeah. Living from San Antonio, Texas, that's my childhood. That is my life. And so I was like, let's give it a try. And 2 years later, here we are, and things are popping off. And I'm really excited. I feel like it's probably one of the best decisions I made in my career.
I promise I'm not crying. This is like the third time.
I didn't know my story could be so emotional. Thank you.
Since you mentioned earlier, you kind of mentioned you started with your family, and I had read somewhere that yes, it was a family business. That the singing is who in your family? Dad, mom?
It was my dad and my uncles. Okay. Yeah, they were actually they had a band in the '90s called Los Sagues when Tejano was popping at the time. And they did really well. They got signed with Q Productions. They were going to do a whole. They were going to be opening up for Selena on her upcoming tour. But then she had tragically passed away, and their contract just basically dissolved. It didn't really do much. Of course, at the time, Abraham wasn't really, moving too quick at the time. Yeah. Before their contract ended to help out with that. So and then they just went on with their lives, and it just never pursued further than that. But they've always done music here and there, and I grew up on it, and I just grew interest to it, and it just latched on to me, and I latched on to it, and ever since then I've always been just so gravitated to music. Does
your dad
he plays bass
in your band?
No.
Or with you?
No. He's trying to. He's tried to, but no, I'm in the process of putting my band together. I know it seems to be this taboo to be in Tejano without a band.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man, I could go on about this.
But even if let's go on about it. But yeah, because I've never heard of that. Of course, I've heard there's Tejano bands,
right?
But you listen to guys or girls? Shelly Lares, Emilio Navaira. Who else can I name off the bat? Damn it.
David Garza.
I was trying to name. So there's somebody from Eagle Pass that I always bring up because it's my little claim to fame that I live close to him. I don't know. I can't even think of him right now. And my favorite, I can't even think of my favorite, Michael Salgado.
Oh, yeah.
But those are names that you can hear.
They're established names.
Yeah, it sounds solo to me.
Right.
So also when you mentioned Jennyy B, it sounds solo. I didn't know there was a band attached.
See, and be attached. Yeah, I feel like that's the difference. See, our generation thinks exactly like that. Let me ask you this: when you think of karaoke, what do you think of?
Drunken bar nights.
Right.
Regrets.
You think of someone who goes and they sing cover songs.
Oh yeah.
Right. So that's
I with regrets.
Yeah.
But yes, cover songs. Yes.
Yes, and that's the taboo in Tejano, because I don't have a band. And I perform my original tracks, mind you, my original songs off of, with my personal DJ or off tracks. I'm considered karaoke.
That's weird.
That's weird. To me, that's mad weird. But
and not in a fun way.
No, and I love weird.
Yeah.
In a fun way. But yeah, it's so. it's this, like I said, it's like this generational thought process. Like us, we're like, oh, well, if this person's dressed like an artist, performs original music at this bar, I've never heard this music before, they're an artist. Mm-hmm. That's the complete opposite. If I don't have a band behind me, I'm not considered a real artist. I'm considered a karaoke artist.
This is just
it doesn't matter how I look. It doesn't matter how my performance is. Doesn't matter what show I throw. I'd be doing cartwheels. It's not going to matter because at the end of the day, I don't have a band. And I just think it's like Louis the Singer, for example. I don't know if you know who Louis the Singer is. Okay. I've never seen him with a band.
Yeah.
Never. And he does country. That's like obviously like the next category next to Tejano, right? And this guy is signed to Nashville. You know, hundreds and thousands of followers, making big money, selling out arenas, and yet nobody's telling him anything.
So he doesn't have a band behind him.
No,
like he's just out there track running.
Right, he travels with a DJ.
I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that. But even I'm thinking like Keith Urban in country. I don't know. I guess he has a band.
It's not his band.
Yeah,
it's the band that the venue provides.
They're signed to him, or they get interchanged.
Right.
So in Tejano, you must have a band.
Apparently.
This is why, like Selena y Los Dinos kind of thing.
It's one of those things where I think it's just a preference, but they push it and they try to dig it into my mind or to other people that like, oh, well, if she don't have a band, then, you know, she's just karaoke. How is that when I perform my original music, but there's bands who are traveling and gigging, but they play covers. Yeah. But they're not considered karaoke. Or cover band. They're considered a band. Los whatever.
Oh, that sounds like a good name.
Oh, wait a minute. Jennyy B y Los whatever.
Dang, there you go.
That is funny. I love that. But yeah, that's just the struggle that I'm dealing with personally. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm in the process of putting together a band because there are some venues and there are some people who want to book me, but they're like, Jenny, bring a band. Okay. This is the price, though. Yeah. That's another dilemma that I'm facing.
I think the other, and this is, again, me just thinking, it might be just because it's tradition.
And that's
we are very rooted in tradition.
And I get that. I respect that. And that's why, you know, with me and my bookings, we provide two options. You can have me, 4 dancers, and my personal DJ do a whole ass show. I mean, choreography, like the music never stops because my DJ never stops spinning the music. Even when I'm talking to the crowd, he's still spinning music, you know? Or if you wanted to go the traditional route with me in a band, here's this price package, you know? Because I understand that.
People do that too.
Yeah.
There's a couple of friends that I have that do that. They do me and the DJ or me and the band, and it's a different price.
Yeah, and it gives people the option, but I just feel like it's disrespectful to me as an artist who spent the time, the money, the creativity of going to the studio, doing original stuff, doing my art, putting in the time and the effort, paying my dues just to be called karaoke. Yeah. Because I don't have a band.
No, yeah. I agree.
It's such a slap in the face, but yet everyone else gets to redo covers of songs from the past because they know it's hits and everyone loves them. Okay, but that's not pushing Tejano forward. You're keeping it in this circle.
In the same.
Yeah, and I love Tejano. I love it so much. It is a big part of who I am, my family, my childhood, my culture as a Tejana. To just see it be treated like, oh, it's Tejano, you know, it's not important. You know, there's so many great legends like Emilio, David Garza, you know, that Selena, who put Tejano on the map just for people just to do this squander. It's disappointing, but there's not just me. There's a lot of there's a lot of good, great upcoming artists that are making waves in Tejano. It's slowly, and honestly, it might not happen here in Texas or you know, it's gonna happen in Mexico first. If my music hits in Mexico, you best believe I'm gone.
Right.
I'm fucking out of here. I mean, I'll come back, but it's really sad. There's an airplane. It's really sad that I have to go out of my country or out of my state to get the respect and love that I deserve for my music. Yeah. and then get the welcome home from my hometown.
Look, don't leave because I'm crying.
Don't cry.
Pinches allergies.
Put this on the. Use that as the pin.
Right. It's weird since you're saying that. There's a big following of Tejano music in Ohio.
Yes, up north,
yes.
They don't fuck around.
But it's weird.
I'm not complaining.
Is it? No, I mean, no. It's just, I guess it's weird because I didn't know. I was ignorant to it, but I found out and I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. I don't know if it's because we're all taking over, but that or just it's other people. I wonder like what kind of people are listening to it, up in the north.
I went to perform last year. This time last year, I was in, was it Indiana? No, it was Indiana. Ohio. I was in Ohio. And dude, huge turnout. I'm nobody, but the fact that there was Tejano being performed, it was like insane to me. I would have never thought Ohio, Chicago, like they eat that shit up.
Nice.
And they pay. It's so disappointing. I'm so disappointed sometimes when, I get approached about performing here in San Antonio or the surrounding cities, and they offer pennies to the dollar for me to perform, knowing that I sing original stuff. I bring it with the show as much as I can. I put in my all into my vocals, my dancers, and to some people it comes up as cockiness. The thing is, I'm very passionate about my work. Like I said,
you have to know your worth.
Exactly. And people are intimidated by that. So they're like, oh, she's being so stuck up, cocky. She's so into herself. Hell yeah, I'm into myself. I'm the shit. And if I don't believe that, who's gonna, they're not gonna do it because I'm not Beyonce, or I'm not Jennifer Pena. Like I'm not, not yet.
Man, I got nervous with the names you were throwing out.
I told you before we recorded. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said.
Hey, you're Jenny with 2 N's and 2 Y's and 1 D.
And I'm going too fast and too hard. So if you can't handle it, don't leave.
I like it. Yeah, don't leave.
Continue.
We out here. We out here.
We out here in the hill country. This is how we talk.
I like that. 2 N's, 2 Y's, too hard, too fast.
Too fast.
No, it's you can tell your passion, and you can tell that you're not faking it right now. Like you feel like it feels very sincere. Like you put in the work. You have great music.
Thank you.
And this is coming from somebody that, yes, I love Tejano music, but I listen to podcasts more than I listen to music. Yeah. But I don't want to be like I have an ear for certain music, but there's just some stuff that just doesn't reach me.
Yeah.
But I played your stuff and I was like, yeah, this is it.
Thank you.
And I'm not just saying that because you're here.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do.
Or because your dad's downstairs and he might kick my ass.
No, my dad is super sweet.
He has been.
No, I really appreciate that because, it's hard. You look at other people in Tejano and, people are always going to have their own opinions, but I'm so confident in what I make in the studio because I'm, like I said, I'm Tejano. Like I know Tejano, and my taste, it's just one of those things where I feel like it's advice for people. Like if other artists, like if you love your music and you ride or die for every song that you have, who cares what other people think, because at the end of the day, there's probably other people who do like your music, and so when you get to hear people that technically are like somewhat strangers, it's great to hear that it clicks to them.
Yeah.
It gets their like head bobbing. That's all us artists could ask for. It's a head bob. I'm not expecting people to be like, hell yeah, this is the I don't expect you to learn the song after one take. But if you're like, hey, you know what? I feel that. Thank you.
Yeah, even with some songs that are like, it seems like it was directed towards women. Mm-hmm. It's still good stuff. It was
so
still
good. You dancing around Mujer Sensual?
Oh hell yeah! I felt my Mujer Sensual.
I love that. Yeah, men can tap into it too. It's not just for, it's for anybody. Men, women, children. I have my niece. She's like a number one fan of mine. My daughter, my son, they all love it, you know? And that's another thing that as an artist you can ask for is reaching the younger generation, and just, being careful that they're watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the songs that were not on your Mujer Sensual album.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I do want to mention one of my favorite songs in that album is Si las
paredes hablaran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me say it. Because my first language was Spanish, and I can't believe I'm not. Si las paredes hablaran.
There you go.
Corazón se muere de dolor. Si las paredes hablaran de contada mi vida, soy un alma perdida.
It was. I don't know if you might take offense to this, but I hope not. But
Let's see.
I really liked it. I really clicked with it. Lyrics are great, but the way you sound on it, it gives it almost the vibe of Luis Miguel.
That's
And
amazing. How could I be offended by that?
I don't know.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, no, that's why I do. I love Luis Miguel.
I absolutely love Luis Miguel.
So, shit, now I'm worried I said the wrong person. No. No, because he's the big hair. He just had. Am I wrong here?
What?
No, it's Luis Miguel. I don't know. I started second guessing. Sorry. Now you're offended.
No, I'm like, what?
No, it's him. It's him because it's got like that. It's got like that pop and like the strong voice, like it just where it goes, it like dips a little bit and then boom, it ramps back up.
Mm-hmm. I'll take it. We'll just roll with
I
it.
don't know if that makes sense. Oh my god,
I'm gonna take it.
No,
At this point, I'm taking it.
No, that's what I meant. I don't know why I second guessed myself. I'm
Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate that.
You know why? It's because as soon as I said it, I was thinking Enrique Iglesias popped up in my head, and that's why I was like, "That's not the right person." That's why I was like, "That's not the right person." But that's the face that popped in my head
right.
when I said Luis Miguel. So no, I'm right.
That's offensive to him.
Probably.
No, yeah, I actually, so like I mentioned before, I really don't like doing slow, heartbreak songs, and I like to try to keep it up pace. But I was like, you know what? I need to be able to slow it down on this album, because when I'm performing, I usually like to slow it down at least one song, depending on how long the set is, so I'm able to catch my breath. And so Beto Ramon, who was the writer for Mas and Jimmy Gonzalez back in the day, and a lot of great artists. I mean, he's absolutely a legend. We were working on some songs. He practically wrote half of Mujer Sensual. And, we came across that song, and oh my God, I just wanted something to really showcase my vocals and kind of have a little bit of like that rocky edge feel to it. And it's honestly one of my favorite songs on the album, for sure top 3, and to perform it.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah. It was definitely my favorite.
Thank you.
But yeah, it gave me that 80s, 90s vibe.
Yes.
I loved it. It was awesome.
That makes me so happy.
But the other songs that are in your Spotify do have like that pop
Yeah.
music, and
Yeah.
I know I was jamming out to those a lot.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially in the Tejano scene, they'll tell me, girl, like, your Spanish stuff is crazy. It's so good. And I'm like, oh, you listen to that? Like, I was just trying to direct them to the Spanish stuff. And they're like, dude, like, it was fucking badass. Like, okay. And they'll come up to me and they're like, bitches love to hate. I'm like, okay. Hey, a win is a win. A stream is a stream. I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very surprising to me how people, like, gravitate. I mean, they never heard it before, and it's fun, and I love that for them.
Yeah. Would you ever? I know you have like Trophy as in your album, and it was one of your, or it seems like it was one of your older songs.
I can't help it if they feel to the trophy wives, we're the real MVPs.
It does have a little different flavor to it. I think.
Do we know? Who knows?
Yeah. Too hard, too fast. We don't check facts. It does have a little bit of a different, at least to me,
Yeah.
to my untrained ears.
Right.
It has a little bit of a different flavor going on.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever tap back into that? Like just
Yeah.
completely go into?
Yeah. No, this coming year, we do plan on doing more English. I'm going to be keeping the Spanish, afloat too. But I have had a lot of people reach out and ask me, or when they see me in person, they're like, are you going to do more English stuff? And so it's one of those things where, if you have, your demand is going up, you also got to put up the supply,
Yeah.
So, it's definitely in the works. I'm really excited for next year.
Okay, so can I ask how old you were when you started, when you first realized that you have a talent for music?
I think I've always been gravitated to music. My dad, I have videos that I've posted that my dad has when I was like 6 or 7, and I had a microphone because, like I said, my uncles and them always rehearse at my house. So the microphones, the guitars, like all the equipment was always in my living room. And I'm, of course, it's unplugged. I'm fucking performing Selena, like I got a crowd. I'm over here waving and shit, and it's just one of those things where I never thought, let me give singing a try. I just did it. I've always done it, and getting people's attention. I always wanted my family to look at me when I'm performing, and in the videos, my dad's okay. Give Karina my other sister the microphone, and I'm like,
give somebody else a chance.
Yeah, and I'm like, hello, and he's like, hi, Jennifer. So I think it's just always been something that's been part of me. But professionally, I've been doing this with, singing lessons, recording, finding my sound professionally 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
I kind of asked.
8 years.
Are you saying that because it seems long or because it seems short?
It's just so long. It sounds long, but it's like 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, why?
So,
where did the time go? Like, how?
Yeah. I was just editing a video that was about 7 years old that I just never did. I just left it there. It was like a home video that I just wanted to make real nice. And I was thinking, wow, in 7 years, so much has changed.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, like everything's still the same, but looking back, everything has changed.
Yeah.
So I can imagine even like your beginnings 8 years ago to now has been, I don't know, I can only
day
imagine.
and night.
I can just imagine like everything that you've had to go through.
And one thing I will say to other artists, or really anybody in business, in art, and whatever it is that they're doing, you could be doing something 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and there's nothing more being proud of than when there's growth, like visible growth. It's of course it's disappointing when it's 8 years in, right? And I still haven't made it to like the VMAs or whatever, but I can tell you that I'm on my way. I can confidently say I'm on my way because of the growth. The learning experiences that I've gone through, the finding my sound, being confident in my sound and what I do, what I sound like, what I bring. That wasn't Jennifer B. Very, very intimidated, shy, didn't want to, oh man, I know we were talking about before, like, oh, if you say something, you can always cut it out. And, back then I probably been like, hey, listen, I mentioned Jennifer Pena. I need you to take that out. And now I'm like, what's she gonna say? Please, come on. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what social media tells you or what anybody says on social media, you're still gonna be here on this earth. You're still gonna have the air in your lungs. They ain't gonna pay my rent. So the world continues to go on. And I feel for people who don't see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they get so caught up and they're like, oh my God, so and so blocked me. And it's like, okay, like, are they gonna go into your trust fund? Is the inheritance not happening? You know what I mean? Like, did anyone die? You know, there's so many other things that could be worse in the world than that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's a weird. I don't want to say weird. It's strange when we do think about like the who said what about us, because somebody's always gonna say something.
The only difference is that social media people say it to you, like in the comments, or they message you. That's saying it to your face.
But do they though?
I wish they would. I wish they would.
But I think for every person that's like negative in that sense, there's probably a handful more that are definitely supporting you. Mm-hmm. I think that's where the focus needs to lie. Mm-hmm. In any sense, whatever you're doing, music, podcasting, just working wherever.
Support system.
Yeah, there's always more people supporting. It just, the support always seems more silent, unfortunately. But it's not for any wrongdoing. It's just the way it is. The negativity always stands out more.
Yeah. I think a lot of it too is that people just, people want to be people pleasers. They want to make everyone happy.
Yes.
Be a happy world with candy and unicorns, and everyone's just, and that's the complete opposite of this world.
Yep.
You got to have tough skin.
I do say right before I ask a question, like, especially when I'm doing this, I am very mindful of the guest's experience and their time. And every time I ask, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that, I was like, hey, we need to take a couple pictures for the thumbnail. I'm sorry, but can we just do it? I'm like, somebody finally wants something. It's like, why are you saying sorry? We're all here. I agreed to be on. He's like, I agreed to be on. Let's do whatever.
That is funny.
Yeah. So I've gotten better about that.
Good. Yeah. You should.
Every once in a while, I've caught myself. Now I sound like an asshole. It's like, hey, stand over there so I can take a picture.
No, it's just being a boss. That's it. You have a job, and you know how it's supposed to be done, and that's it.
Yeah. Fair enough. I do like to ask this question quite a bit for people that are, working through their dream. In the past 8 years, have you felt the thought of giving up, or
once a week?
Yeah. How do you push through it?
Well, going back to support, I have my husband, who is literally my rock. Emotionally, financially, sometimes physically, you just need a hug. If I didn't have his support, if I didn't have my family's support, I probably would have gave it up a long time ago. It is a mental game. And so another way I think about it too is, this is what I do.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't go to college, I'm very street smart, but the books just weren't for me.
Yeah.
And I accepted that.
Right.
And so, I don't have a backup plan. I don't have like a degree. Oh, if this doesn't work out, this isn't a hobby for me. Like, this is my career. I built 8 years, just like anybody else that's going to law school or being a nurse. It takes years, sometimes decades, for them to get where they want to get. And that's how I'm treating it. But just like all those other careers, it's a mental toll. And like I said, once a week, I'm just like, oh man, like I swear, especially in the music industry, sometimes it feels like if you don't have the money, you ain't going nowhere. If you don't got the views, TikTok, you ain't going nowhere. If you don't have the right connections, forget about it. And sometimes there'll be a week where I don't have any of those things. I don't have views going on. I don't have the money, and nobody's talking to me right now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I feel like everyone's ignoring me. And it's just one of those things where it's just a mental battle. And if, with the help of my support of my family and husband, and really the dream, like when I'll go to bed thinking this is it, like I can't do this no more. And then I'll wake up and it's a fresh mind. It's a fresh day. And it's like, you know what? I got this. I'm not going to let so-and-so stop me. I'm not going to let this, I just got to work a little bit harder to get that money. And, post a little bit more to get the algorithm going. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
The next thing I know, I got the money, I got the support, I got, so-and-so was like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't get back to you for whatever reason, It's just one of those things where you just got to push forward if it's truly what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you're stuck in that, I can't do this, then maybe this wasn't for you. I had, real quick, I have a quick story. I was in the studio recording Volverás. on my album, and I was with Hugo Guerrero, the Charanga King. He's the one who produced that song. And I started, like, we were talking, and I was talking about this other artist that's in my family. And I was just like kind of like venting about how this isn't fair and this and that, whatever. And I'm crying and this and that. And he's like looking at me shook, like he's in shock. And I'm thinking, he's probably thinking like, oh, this poor girl, blah, 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 right? This naive brain of mine. And he calls me the next day. And he's like, listen, Mia, he's like, I really think you have a great talent. I think, you know, what you do is great, but you need to find a job.
Oh, no.
Straight up. Like, told me, you need to find a job. This isn't for you. You need to, you know, and I'm like shook because everyone's always told me you're a great star. You're coming up, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, you're going to be big. And for someone to tell me flat out, like, you're not going to make it. This, you know, because you're too emotional. You need to learn to lock that away, deal with it on your own. And to everyone else, you the baddest out here. And ever since, that was 2 years ago. Ain't nobody seen these emotions.
Yeah.
But to think that I don't have them is dumb.
Yeah.
I'm a human being. I have emotions. I do get my feelings hurt, but you'll never see it. It's just one of those things you have to do to survive the career.
Yeah.
Just like anyone else. Like being a nurse, you ain't gonna sleep. And that shit gets to you. They'll fucking make you angry, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah, you just got to have that right passion for it.
That makes sense. It's a time and place for everything. You know, I like to lock my doors and cry at night. But
as you should.
Right? No. I do say that a lot as a joke, and but I do bottle things up a lot.
And that's not good.
And
that's actually bad for your health.
They tell me. They definitely told me that. I get it out. When I exercise, I do. I try to exercise regularly, and I think that's where I kind of like I'm able to like. It's a little mental pause for me.
Running's good.
Well, I don't run.
All right.
I get on the bike.
Doing that.
I get on the bike. Yeah, running's wild.
No, I'm just saying. I mean,
with these allergies, I can barely breathe right now.
No, it doesn't get that bad. And look at that sunset. I don't know if they can really see it, but yeah, no, that's good. It's good to get it out in any way you can. Yeah. I do general contracting with my dad, so I'll throw a sledgehammer at the wall.
That's awesome.
Break down sheetrock.
No, and I think that's so cool with your social media, how you balance. I don't want to get in trouble. But
just say it.
Well, you know, I still gotta go home to my wife. Or she'll listen to the editing. But like,
what did you say?
You balance like the sexiness and the badassness.
Right, the tomboyish.
You know? Yeah, like you one post is you like dancing and being on stage or whatever you're doing. You know, singing to your mujer sensual.
Yeah,
and then you're grinding, and then the next one you're like grinding something down.
It doesn't match. Yeah.
No, like it's cool. I think it's cool. Like I think it also it could build that character for you, or like a certain, you know. And I think it's working in your sense.
Thank you.
It makes, at least to me, in my head, it makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I just wanted people to know that, because obviously a lot of people are not going to know what I do for a living, you know, but I want them to see that I'm who I am. You know, me working with my dad as a general contractor, restoring cars. Like, I get dirty. I've always worked with my dad since, don't call CPS, since I was like 12. Like, I was real young when I started working with my dad, but really it was for him to teach me what it was to work and earn a dollar, and you know, in case I ended up with a deadbeat husband who didn't work, I'd be fine leaving him, you know, one of those things. As a dad should teach a daughter. And I just wanted people to see who I am, and that's who I am. That's how I make my living. I'm proud that I'm a sexy woman who knows how to sand down a car pretty well, or knows how to, you know, put sheetrock up, or who knows how to put flooring down, you know. And I think a lot of women do it. Matter of fact, someone who's in the field, there's a lot of women who do this. You know, and at night they in the clubs looking all fucking chingona. Like, you know, they look good.
Yeah.
You would never think that they do that work, but you know, we exist out there.
Yeah.
And so I'm very proud of who I am and what I do.
That's super cool.
And I'm sexy either way, so it's easier.
You listening to the other Jenny B?
Jenny, I know she's sexy.
Shit. Sorry,
oh, sorry, she don't like Jenny. Jennifer.
Sorry, I don't even know why I went there. I promised I wasn't gonna cause anything.
He says he don't like drama, but
I know this is twice, 3 times already.
I love nature. Yeah. You know, we hear a lot of hogs out here too.
Really?
Yes, like big mofos out here.
Dang, just on the... Well, I almost hit a goat on the coming... I thought they had all passed coming in.
Oh,
And-
that street?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
There was-
owner's asking for it.
Uh-oh.
She always leaves them out there,
Yeah.
outside the gate. I'm like, girl, what you doing? It's dark
Well,
as hell out here too.
Yeah, well, I hope... Well, I gotta go back out that
Put your high
way.
beams on.
I will.
Because there's deer that they jump these fences, and I'll show you a picture here when we're done, but he got caught on the picos on his back leg.
Uh-huh.
Dude's all tore up. Oh man, it was so crazy. Poor baby. He probably
Yeah.
died because once they got him off, his leg was just like dragging,
good
and it was a
anymore.
huge hole.
Oh, I'm sure.
Nature. Country living.
Too hard, too fast. We don't check facts. But that happened.
He jumped too hard too fast. And you know.
But yeah, no, I was that goat. Like the line went through, like the line
Yeah.
of goats, and I was like, okay, they're all gone, and I was going.
Yeah.
It runs through. I'm like, oh man, good thing I was going slow.
Yeah, he's living his life too hard too fast.
Let's do it, baby.
Do I get $1 every time I say it? Because at this point,
if I had $1, yes.
I should have asked before. How many times can I say it?
No, but it's so easy. That's why I love the name. It's so
It's
easy.
great. Yeah, it's very catchy.
Too hard, too fast. They could go for anything. Whether you're doing, what it really means is it's a reminder to slow down and enjoy the moment.
I love that.
You know, that's because we're always going too hard, too fast.
Yeah.
And obviously, it also means when you're like partying and you go too hard, too fast.
Yeah.
So you can either go
You end
too
up in
hard, too
jail.
fast, or hope not.
Well,
You're definitely going
party
too
with
hard, too fast. But yeah, that's what it means. It's a reminder to slow down. And that's why I really love talking to people about the stuff that you guys are doing with your dreams, because you guys are moving too hard, too fast. You guys are going.
well, it's funny because I feel like I'm not going hard enough or too fast. I feel like I'm not fast enough.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, you're probably your own worst critic.
Oh, you wouldn't
Yeah.
believe.
But if so, as an outsider looking in, somebody can say like, yeah, Jenny B is going too hard, too fast. But you know, it's always good to like slow down, remember, you know, where you started, where you're at now, 8 years later, and you know, enjoy that moment of the build.
Yeah, and you're right. It does. I think that's why when I said like 8 years, I'm like, God damn, like, because we're as artists, you know, like I said, we're never going fast enough, and we always feel like we're not going hard enough because you see someone else that's, you know, been in it longer, but at the time when you're looking on it on social media, it's like, damn it.
Yeah. Or you're constantly being told that you're not going hard or fast enough.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit what I hate about the music industry.
Me too.
And I'm sure it's everywhere. Movies, podcasting. I know I feel sometimes like, dude, I should be posting a lot more.
I was just thinking about that today. I was
That I should
just
be
thinking
posting a
about
lot more.
that too, because I've been sick. So.
Come on, George, get it done.
No, I feel like, you know, because like I said, I've been sick, and you know, my posting schedule has got a little mixed up this past week, and I was kind of like stressing about like, oh my God, I got to do my makeup and isn't gonna do a content day or whatever, and I'm like, why and who, what am I so like stressing out for? Like, you know, who made up this schedule? Social media, my ex-managers, like, you know, it's nobody's say but mine on my pages when I should post and when I, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I post at least once a day on my platforms, but again, I think it goes back to the social media, you know, especially like with TikTok, they're like, oh, if you want to go viral, you got to post every day 3 to 5 videos a day. You know how much content that is?
Takes a long time.
That's a lot of work. And then I got to work on top of that. And then I have 2 kids. And then I have a husband. I got to cook and clean. I do laundry. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want you to break down because they're telling you. But yet, there's no guarantee, because I've done the whole post every day, 3 to 5 videos a day. And I'm still stuck at through 200 to 300 views on TikTok. You know, I might get a couple followers on Instagram a day. Like, for what?
Yeah.
You know?
I think because eventually it goes from quality to quantity. And, you know, I am very much still mindset of quality. You know, is better over quantity. But you know what I've realized, I have been realizing lately, is that I'll get in my head and I'll say, you know, I already posted 3 times about the same guest. I'm gonna go back into the old videos, post them up again, or I'll wait till the next guest.
That's great.
But I've noticed I'm saying that because I'm thinking I don't want to oversaturate some my followers with the same person, but then I come to realization that they probably didn't even see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's how I feel about my music. Because again, in the music industry, you know, you put out, like, for instance, I put out an album. It cost me $10,000 plus some change, not including travel, because I had to go to Corpus to record it. Hotel, gas, like, that's not included. It was about a little over 10 grand just to make the music, not including music videos, you know. So people, you know, in the industry, they're like, release the album in February. In April, they're like, so are you going to release a single? Are you going to, you know, and it's like, motherfucker, I just, you know, but because they're like, this is like, hurry up and wait for you. They wanted you to hurry up and wait. And it's like, no, like, I spent so much time, and to this day, people are still discovering me.
Yeah.
Even my pop stuff that I did 4 years ago, they're just discovering it today, and they're like, it's brand new to them. So I think that even with my music videos, like on TikTok, I've posted them as much as I could. I'll wait a couple months, chop them back up, and repost them because I have new fans now. You know, and it's the same thing. I mean, so what?
I think it's just a way of life, you know, where everybody's moving, everybody's doing their own thing, and everybody's, you know, we can't reach everybody, but eventually we will. I just learned about some artists, and like, I'm not gonna remember their name because I'm really bad at this, but who's huge, like I don't know, Morgan Wallen huge. Been around probably more than Morgan. Oh, fuck, I wish I could remember this person's name.
You're gonna be on the track on the way. I'm like, that's a name.
But I know it's a huge person because everybody knew him. Like, oh, I just heard about him, and they're really good.
Jelly Roll?
No, I love Jelly Roll though.
Jelly
Roll's awesome. But speaking of MGK, you know, who I've kind of like used to like, then I was like, nah, and then came back on. Just was jamming out, dude. I literally told all my friends, MGK just put out this fire album.
Yeah.
And I think the name of the album is Hotel Diablo. That I'm thinking of, and I'm telling everybody about it, dude. It's better. It's badass. It might even be better than Eminem's new album.
But you don't like to start drama. You don't like to start
but that's what I was telling my friends. That's what I was telling my friends because they're all hating. It's like MGK is whack, whatever. I was like, dude, this stuff is good. Come to realize, this album has been out since 2019. But I think he remastered some songs and added something. So on Spotify, it said 2024.
Right.
That I had to go and text all my friends, be like, look, I'm a dumbass.
After that whole rant.
Yes. It's been out for a while. Eminem
That's
is still king. That's
probably why they just ignored it. They're like, all right, buddy.
Yeah.
Let him have his moment.
Yes, I think that's what it was. I think eventually everybody was like, let's not argue with a pobrecito.
Oh. But yes, it shows proven that even big artists do it.
Yeah.
You know, Whitney Houston, she's gone, but her estate continues to release remastered songs. Metallica, like, everybody does it. You know why? Because there's a newer generation. It's been a couple of years. Journey does it daily, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but I feel like most people don't realize that until you've been in it for a while and what it is that you're doing involving social media. You know, because I think after a while you're just like tired and you're just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Content is content. A post is a post. Let me just post this again.
Yeah.
And I do it all the time.
I would like to, what I'd like to do, or what I'd like to get a lot better with, is how to actually like be more interactive with the people that do follow me. And that's what I'm slowly getting into, because I can put out, clips of the video, but it's more learning how to be more engaging in that way.
Same way. I'm trying to get into the process of going live more.
Oh, yeah. I've tried going live a couple of times. I feel like an idiot and turn it off.
Same. It's one of those things. It's a growing pain. It's like you just getting used to it. But I do want to connect more to my fans too, and I think it just builds closer. Because back in the day, you couldn't talk to Doja Cat or whoever's online, like big stars, because they it's exclusive, like when we hear them talk in interviews or whatever. And now we have the power to connect to people like we're regular people, and I think that as people who are on social media doing podcasts or singing or whatever, people not starstruck, but they're like, oh, they're just like us, it kind of reminds people, and they like that. People love that.
Yeah. What's your most recent starstruck moment?
I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot for me to be starstruck.
Really?
Like I don't know, I just feel.
You haven't had one that's recent? How about like one at all? Like,
I really don't go out that much. Well, I don't.
As I was asking that, I was thinking too, and I'm like, I don't think I've met anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me ask you. No, I mean,
I'll tell you this. While you're thinking that, I'll tell you this
Yeah.
one story that my sister loves to make fun of me for. I'm a big country fan as well. And when I want to say I was maybe 21 at best, maybe younger, we went to the rodeo and just by chance ran into Montgomery Gentry.
Really?
Montgomery first. I don't know his first name. John Montgomery, maybe. And I saw him. I recognized him, and I was like the only one that recognized him. He's like walking around at the rodeo where everybody's supposedly there to see him. And I didn't want to be that guy that just blew him up and ruined this time. But I was like, oh man, I can't pass up this moment.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. And he's literally standing by the bus. Like, so for some reason the bus is really like in the middle of everybody, where everybody's walking.
Right.
And so I just go up to him and say, hey, I don't want to bother, but I like your music. Can I take a picture with you? And he's like, yeah, you want me to go get Gentry off the bus? I was like, look,
Listen, guys,
yeah,
listen.
I'm a fan.
Listen.
And rest in peace, because Gentry did pass away.
Oh.
But he goes and pulls him off the bus for a picture. And so while he's doing that, I'm gathering like my sister, my brother's like, hey, with Montgomery Gentry.
Yeah.
And so we take a group picture, and I'm reaching over, and I'm not sure if I was holding Gentry's back or Montgomery's back. But my sister was like on the other side and could feel me just shaking.
No.
Like shaking hard. Like it was bad.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that. Though. Oh, my
It was just like, it was like, yeah, like uncontrollable. And she makes fun of me still to the day.
She's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, like, you met any cool people? Have you meet, when you meet all these cool people that you interview, do you get the shakes? I do, but it's different because I'm unhealthy.
I should just be
now.
like this for now.
Yeah, it's like hitting my ring.
That is so funny.
No,
I guess I haven't. I mean, there's really nobody that pops into my head. I'm not one of those that like pays crazy amount of money to go see. I don't really go to concerts, and for some people that's really weird. As somebody who, don't get me wrong, I'll go see like Michael Salgado, but like, big. I think the last concert I went to actually was Bad Bunny, but those tickets were given to me. If anything, I was starstruck on that. Like, I've been to concerts, but that Bad Bunny concert at the Alamo Dome was so massive, and the control that he had with the music in that stadium was like, I don't think I've ever had such a boost of like, I'm gonna fucking do this, you know, in my career, you know, because it was like, I'm gonna have that. Like, I want to have that, you know. To sell out the Alamo Dome is
that would be awesome.
Insane. You know what I'm saying? So I think I wouldn't say it was starstruck. I was like career struck. I don't know if that's or performance struck. But
Inspired.
Like I said, I'd have to like really, like, I think anybody that I'd be starstruck would be like Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, you know, Selena, like legends, like that powerhouse vocals, like, you know, just I think that would make me like. But at the same time, I'm really scared about the whole don't meet your heroes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've heard so many stories, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just keep them as heroes and just pretend like we could be friends.
That's definitely a case.
Yeah.
Before my final too hard, too fast question, where can people get your music, follow you, and what would you say the next big thing for you is that's happening right now?
Well, the next big thing is I'm going to be headlining in Hondo, Texas for their Hispanic Heritage Celebration. I'm very excited about that. And, you know, really going to be gearing up for new music next year. We're going to be shooting the music video for Pobre Tonto this week. I got a couple podcasts that I'm going to be doing out of the city. And I'm just really excited. Like I said, I mean, I know to some people, Tejano is what I thought it was, you know, outside the box, something that was dying off and something that, you know, is not as big as it maybe once was with the other big artists. But I have hope.
Yeah.
I think if I could grasp our generation and younger, you know, to hook back onto Tejano, I think it'd be okay.
Yeah.
But if we leave it up to these older generations, like I said, that talk about like, oh, you got to have a band and it might be a goner, you know, I don't know. But
I mean, it may be just breaking off and doing new wave Tejano or something.
Yeah, and it might turn to that, you know. All I know is like I said, I love what I do, and I'm not gonna let their opinions slow me down. I mean, obviously, I'm headlining shows. This is my second headlining that I've done in just this year alone. So with no band. So, you know, doing pretty well for myself. Excuse me. So, yeah, I got a lot of exciting stuff. But if you like what you've heard so far and you want to follow me, you can find me at officially_Jennyy B. Or simply, honestly, it's easier to find my music, my merch, all my social media platforms at my website, www.jennybmusic.com. You can find everything there. And it's super simple. It's, you know, tech easy. So, yeah, it's just a simple way to find everything, and I hope everyone had a good time listening because this was great for me.
Thank
My
you.
house
This
is right
awesome
there, so
no, this is awesome.
Perfect for me.
Perfect weather, perfect conversation, dude. Perfect drop.
Yeah, I don't think they could see it. Oh yeah, they probably.
Oh no, you can tell, especially on this main one. That is
it's
ridiculous.
a good view, and I mean, like you said, the weather's coming in pretty nice, and this is great. This is history because this is the very first podcast we've had here on the rooftop and with the views. So thank you so much for coming out and doing this. And I think this was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm kind of hoping that I didn't just go from like one black shadow to like, oh look, there's somebody actually there. Yeah, who the heck is talking?
I thought she was talking to a bass.
Yeah, like because from my end it did look like it's just like if I was like on what is it when they disguise your voice and
with
the
black sheep.
Yes, that's what it looked
goodness.
like. Anyways, this was fun. Too hard, too fast story. Funny story, a cautionary tale, or words of wisdom.
I always have days of words of wisdom as somebody, like I said, has been doing it 8 years, and I've had to learn everything the hard way. Don't expect, if you're an artist or in anything that y'all do in your career, business, don't think it's going to happen just because people blow up on social media that you're going to blow up too in a year or two. If it does, God bless you. Like, that's amazing. That's, you know, but I feel like a lot of people go into this thinking like, I'm going to blow up and by this time next year, I'm going to be nominated and blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to find yourself first. Get grounded. Because like I said, this social media stuff ain't no joke. People kill themselves over this stuff. Like, it's hardcore. And so I say, build yourself before you try to push things onto people.
Right.
Because if they push back and you're not ready for that kickback, honey, you falling, and it's gonna hurt so bad. And who knows how long you'll be down there.
Yeah.
You know? So that's my words of wisdom. And be true to yourself. There's so many people who are trying to be somebody else, trying to sound like somebody else, trying to look like somebody else. And it's hard to keep that up because you're not that person.
Yeah.
You know, be yourself, even if it's taboo, even if it's weird to some people, or if it's, you know, like, for instance, me being a girl, people like my dad expects me to be like, oh, you need to this and that. Why? I'm not even gonna put makeup on. I'm putting a baseball hat on, you know? Yeah. And it's just who I am. Same thing with coming into Tejano. You know, they expected me to be like, don't cuss, you know, act like this. And I fucking cuss, I drink, and I have tattoos.
Nice.
That's supposed to be the opposite of what a Tejana's supposed to do in the Tejano music. You know, you're supposed to be Selena's model.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, or a model of Selena, like, you know, which in a way I am. I'm very nice. I stay grounded. I'm very humbled.
But even then, if you think about it, Selena was breaking the mold of what was expected from her.
What she wore and stuff. Yeah.
So I think technically you are in that sense, like, somebody's trying to put you in a place and you're like, no, this is not me.
Exactly.
So,
no, I mean, I try. I just, like I said, just be myself. And, you know, I know it sounds cliche to some people to be like, oh, be who you are. But it's very hard for some people.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they're so beaten down on society telling them you have to be cookie cutter. You got to have like this. You have to a waist this size. Especially with females. Like, we're so criticized.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my words of wisdom for Too Fast, Too Hard is just be yourself and build up that wall, and so that when you throw your stuff to people and they try to throw it at you with ugly comments, they're going to try to hurt you. And it's to the point now people tell me and I'm like, take that back. Take this back and work on it. Yeah. And then try to throw it at me again because that sucked. If you're going to try to be an internet troll, you need to practice. This ain't it. Here. Take this comment back because that ain't it.
Yeah.
And they get upset. Oh, well, you know, you look so stupid. And that's crazy. That's the best you got. You sound, my 8-year-old son could probably cuss you out better than you're trying to cuss me out right now. It's sad. Yeah. But I built that out over time.
Yeah, it takes time.
It did not happen. Like I said, back in the day, I probably would have been, I can't do this, you know. But that's my words of wisdom. I hope it helps somebody out there.
Yeah, it makes sense. I fully agree. And, yeah, I mean, it takes time. For it to truly mean something and build something, it takes time. And I've said this before, I'd rather it be a slow build and a slow burn than a fast build and a fast burn.
Well, in this fast-paced world, taking slow is, people are just bored by then, you know.
Slow down, enjoy the moment.
Don't go too fast, too hard.
Or do if it's a Saturday, too hard, too fast. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone too hard, too fast, with 2 N's, 2 Y's, the one and only Jennyy B.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, and yeah, I don't know. I would usually say dare to be you, dare to be weird, but...
Dare to be weird.
Do it.
Get that in there.